When they say there's no chance, we see opportunity. We're a team of attorneys and investigators deeply rooted in the community, dedicated to finding justice when others say it can't be found. We handle it all. No case is too complex, no situation too dire. When in doubt, reach out, turning no chance into your best chance.
Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Willow Springs Raceway here in Rosamond, California. This is another installment of Slypox Performance DrifterCross. This is our season finale right here. Willow Springs is very special to us. About a year ago, this is where this all started. We've narrowed this field down to 10 top riders, and we're going to get this action underway. The boys are lining up. We're getting ready. We've got a nice course layout here today. Been fortunate enough to integrate with the BRL for this one, and we're going to bring you all kinds of DrifterCross action. Some of the best stunt riders in the country are right here today to throw down and show you what they've got.
You want to help me out with that real quick?
This?
No.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, on the line right now we got Cyrus Diaz riding with the Hostile Boys Savage Powerhouse on board. Cyrus gonna start this thing off for us here. Comes into that first right there. So we got a drag race style launch right into our first obstacle. We got a long straight, bring him out there, locked up, got that quick left snap. Here we go, we are rolling down out across this right-hander right here, shooting back across. Cyrus throwing himself all over the bike, front end up in the air. Cyrus Diaz rolling through that left-handed sweeper. Out back now, that final right there. We got a long drag race into obstacle right here. This last left-hander. Cyrus catching the cone just a little bit on the horsepower out through the finish gate. Cyrus Diaz making his way through. 35 flat for Cyrus Diaz. 35 flat for Cyrus Diaz. Up next here we got Jake Jackson. Beautiful dyno right here. Makes his way around. First time competitor out here at DrifterCross on the rev limiter. The tire's smoking on that straightaway out there. Locks himself up. Slings that sweet little quick left we got right there. Rolling in. Quick right-hander. Here we go. On the horsepower. Laying back up. Now he's up on the tank. Get himself set for this left-handed sweeper. Out across the course. Locked up. Slings it in there deep. There we go. That right-hander's done. He's on his way to the final obstacle right here. Locked up. Swinging his way in, popping the clutch, following along with that foot. On the horsepower, spinning tire. Jake Jackson rolls through with a 38.2 for Jake. 38.2 for Jake. Next on the track, Nate Cortez going to come at us here on this blue Dyna. Nate's made it out to a couple of DrifterCross events with us here. Nate, kind of a rookie to the Harley stunt scene here. Been riding on this thing about 6 months or so and has been knocking down some absolutely killer stunts out there. This dude is learning quick. He's going to be one to keep an eye on. This sport keeps on bringing the young guns out. They keep on pushing, progressing the sport. Brings it on out back. Executes that right-hander nicely. Here we go, drag race style, locked up on the brakes. Clutches popped, dragging that foot along, hovering it off the ground just a little bit. Nate Cortez throwing himself back in the seat, trying to get all the traction he can get on the final shot. 35.5 for Nate Cortez, 35.5. On the line right now, Gabe Scott, the Sly King, The big road king just got a fresh facelift, rocking a fat tire on the back of what was a skinny tire bagger. Fresh paint job, new facelift out here, seeing what it does. Whole lot of change has been made to this bike lately. 49 mil conversion up front, wide swing arm out back, rocking the 180 tire now. Bassani pipe screaming at you. Progressive suspension on board. Swinging feet off the side of this thing. Out back, Gabe is slinging the thing around that right-hander right there. We're locked up into the final obstacle here. This quick left, then it's a drag race finish out the gate. Throws himself back in the seat. Gabe Scott, 35.012. 35.012 for Gabe Scott right now. Currently sitting 1,000th of a second behind Cyrus Diaz. Gabe Scott currently sitting 1,000th of a second behind Cyrus Diaz, right on his heels. Here comes Brennan Baptista, veteran of the sport, been to just about every single DrifterCross I can remember, the little sporty that could. Brennan had to catch it just a little bit there on that first right. Here we go, out here to this left. It's a quick pitch, swing you out across the course. Right-handers locked up, executed. There we go, on the horsepower, shoots his way up into this big left sweeper. Brennan likes these big sweeping turns like that. He likes to hang the thing out there, run it through. Out back, that right is done, over with. Drag race style across the track, locked up. Here we go, swinging around this final left. Throwing himself back in that Sly Fox Drifter seat. The little Sportster that could rolls through with a 36.085. 36.085 for Brennan Baptista. On the line now, a guy we've been waiting to see out here at DrifterCross. Everybody has told us if you can get Dyna Nate out there, get him out, Dyna Nate. Dyna Nate brings it up to the line there. Alex Fox setting him in place. Dyna Nate brings it up in RPM. Sticks the tire on the launch, comes out there. First time we've had the pleasure of Dyna Nate coming out here. Longtime stunt rider, veteran of the scene. Beautiful job on that quick left-hander there. That right-handed 180 sets it in deep for that thing, makes it through beautifully. Oh, gets a little caught up on that left-handed sweeper right there. Here we go. Out into that back right. Dyna Nate. Oh, the bike shuts down on Dyna Nate. See if he can get her fired back up here. That's all right. It's just the first run of the day for Nate. He's got time to come back, put the pieces together, get her all figured out. There's a lot of things you can do on a Harley, and DrifterCross is certainly not easy on them. These things are taking a serious beating. Clutches, brakes, tires, all of it. Sounds like he's got it fired up down there. Little wheelie for the fans. That thing's got some hook in it. Put your hands together for Dyna Nate out there giving it. Sean Miller getting the tire broke in right there, getting a little bit of heat, cleaning it off. Sean Miller coming out from Canada, riding with the Vanishing Ones on the little Sportster here. Makes his way out. This first right-hander keeping a nice tight line. Dragon foot just outside that barrier right there. Here we go. On the horsepower, grabbing a gear. Quick left-hander right there. Sean Miller finds his way back across the track here. There we go. That left sweeper's done and over with. We're out back here. He's locked up. Swings it around. Quick little right hook. On the rev limiter, the little Evo screaming. There we go. Sean Miller making his way through at a 36.090. 36.090 for Sean. Cyrus Diaz still sitting in the lead right now with a 35.011. Corey Tasinski, longtime DrifterCross competitor. This dude has won more of these than I can count at this point. Corey Tasinski's been an absolute animal here. Big target on Corey's back. He's kind of been the guy to beat this year. making quick work of that right-hander right there. On the horsepower, front end up the air, specific suspension on board, keeping the bike hooked up and locked up. Corey, a guy that builds Harley suspension by day, he slides these things around, taking a wide loop out there, sets himself up for that next right out in that back corner, getting a little bit of speed carried into that thing. Here we go. On the horsepower, locked up, this final left-handed donut. Way back in the seat, Corey Tusinski makes his way through. A new fastest time, 32.861 for Corey Tusinski. 32.861, fires a shot, gives everybody something to shoot for. On the line now, HD stretch. Jason's coming at us. Jason's been on Corey Tusinski's heels. He was able to dethrone him in Daytona. Coming out here to see if he can keep the streak alive. But, man, that shot that Tusinski just fired was nasty. Let's see what Jason's got for him. Ooh, misses his mark a little bit on that right-hander. Here we go. Locked up, sends it across. That sweeper right there. Throws himself back in the seat. Now he's up on the tank, take a little weight off the tire, gets himself around that. Beautiful execution on that obstacle. Last one, this left-hander. Here we go. Following around, back in the seat. Jason Spivak puts himself up into second place with a 33.432. 33.432 for stretch. Sitting right behind Corey. Corey hanging on tight with that 32.861. 20 minutes ago, I didn't even think this guy was going to be able to make it. He busted a shock bolt off of the thing, shattered the throttle tube, gets it together and makes it. Throws this thing back together in like 15, maybe 20 minutes. Fixes it up from a wreck he took in practice. Jesse Ryan coming at us out of Canada, the Vanishing Ones in the house today. Jesse, our fastest qualifier from yesterday, keeps a tight line on that right-hander, smoking the tire on the dyno out back here. Look at this. My God, locked up, swings himself halfway around that obstacle before he's ever even back on the throttle. Beautiful line right there. Here comes that big left sweeper. There we go. Executed it perfectly. Take a look at this. Out back, that right-hander's done and over with. Here we go. This is the one that tripped him up in practice. Takes a cautious line into it. Nice and quick job on that left-hander. All over the rev limiter on the way out the gate. Jesse Ryan launches himself into the third place position with a 33.878. 33.878 sitting in that third place position. All right, we're going to give a little 2-minute cool down here, running a quick commercial on the clock.
When they say there's no chance, we see opportunity. We're a team of attorneys and investigators deeply rooted in the community, dedicated to finding justice when others say it can't be found. We handle it all. No case is too complex, no situation too dire. When in doubt, reach out, turning no chance into your best chance.
All right, folks, we are back live on the feed here, coming at you from Willow Springs Raceway, Rosamond, California. Happy to come out here joining the BRL. If you look up in the mountainside right now, they got the DP Brakes fan lap underway. The fans get a chance to take their bikes out and check out the racetrack that these guys are ripping around on some of the fastest baggers in the country on. I'd like to take a moment here to thank some of our sponsors that we've got on board here for DrifterCross. Of course, Sly Fox Performance, our title sponsor. Black Widow Investigations, should you be in the unfortunate incident that you need some legal assistance, Black Widow Investigations is on your side. Mint Speed Shop and Mint Print. If you like what you're seeing out here, you can head your way down the pits to the south there. You're going to see a big black trailer with all kinds of t-shirts out there. You can pick up some DrifterCross, some Sly Fox Performance merchandise. Frank down at Mint Print's got you covered. Lexan has come on board, and they've been a huge supporter of the program. Lexan's got a great little wireless compressor pump. These guys are making all kinds of changes to their bike as the day goes on. Tire pressure goes up and down. When they need to get some air in the tire of this thing, the first thing they reach for is a Lexan pump. Legend Suspension is on board as well. Legend has come out. Obviously, they've been a huge presence in the stunt scene. Big majority of our field running Legend Suspension. They need stuff that works. They reach for Legend. It's there. So currently we got riders looking over their bikes here. They're going to get them back up here in just a moment. Take it up with you. All right, riders, let's get Cyrus Diaz making his way up to the finish. The start straight. Guys, we're going to get this thing rolling again. Jump on your bikes, get them back lined up. Stretch, Nate, Jesse, Sean, we're going to get these things going again. Guys. All right, so sitting on the line right now, a veteran of Sly Fox DrifterCross, Cyrus Diaz is here. Just got to get a few things cleared up down here on the sideline while they're working on a bike, and then we'll be able to send Cyrus down here. Cyrus Diaz riding with the Hostile Boys, Savage Powerhouse on board, the Pink Pig, the Flying Pink Dyna. Cyrus Diaz launches this thing front end, bouncing off the ground as he lays all that power he can to that back tire. Here we go. Makes his way out across. He's locked up, sliding into that quick little left hook. Brings her down here. Got that little right 180 right-hander out there. Now we're set up for a big left sweeper. One of the beautiful things about DrifterCross is if you got holes in your drift game, we're going to find it. This course set up to expose any flaws, any holes in the game. Here we are, final obstacle, locked up, swings his way around that left-hander, front end up in the air as Cyrus Diaz rolls back through. 35.016 for Cyrus, 35.016 for Cyrus. Jake Jackson on the line now. Beautiful dyno. Look at the paint on this thing, man. The bright wheels, the white wheels just pop on this thing. This is a wild looking bike to come out here and beat on like this. Jake Jackson, a first-time DrifterCross competitor, showing us what he's got out here, looking real good. Was able to qualify up into the top 10. We had 18 bikes yesterday. We pulled the top 10 for the finals today. On and off the throttle, keeping that thing just planted where he wants it to through that left-handed sweeper. Here we go. Out back, he's shooting his way straight back up to this final obstacle. Locking that brake. RPMs come up. The clutch is out. Following it around with that left foot. Jake Jackson rolls through with a 38.302. 38.302 for Jake. Nate Cortez back on the line now. Nate been on a Harley about 6 months now. 6 months in on a Harley, and he's already up here ripping it up with some of the top guys. There we go. The Dyna's launched, front end's up in the air, got that rear tire planted, swinging his way around that right-hander. Nate on the horsepower, locked up that quick little left J-hook. I like that thing out there. That thing's nasty. Here we go. Sets himself up, got a nice line through that right-hander. Front tire coming way up off the ground, hanging that spoked wheel, that left-handed sweeper. It's done for. Nate is on a mission out here. 6 months into the game, and he's got something to prove, and he is showing us what's up right now. Nate Cortez, there we go. Hanging back dang near off the back fender of the bike, the hair flying. Currently sitting number 1 this round, 34.477. Puts it in front of his dad, Cyrus Diaz. That's a proud papa over there, Cyrus. Gabe Scott out here now on the Sly Fox Performance Sly King, I'm sorry, I got the Road Kings and the Road Glides mixed up. Blech. Gabe Scott showing us what's up. The lone bagger out here. We had a few baggers come out and try it yesterday. The only bagger to qualify in the top 10 out of a 20 bike field. Gabe out here swinging this big old thing around, fighting his way through a sea of Dyna and Sportsters, and somehow the bagger always hangs out, or at the end of the day, it's always in the finals.
Is the course good? I'm gonna call it good. I'm gonna announce it. Right? He's in second place.
On the course now, Brennan Baptista flying around on the little Sportster right there. Brennan Baptista making his way through now. Brennan Baptista rolling through with a 35.005. In this round, currently sitting third place is Brennan Baptista. Gabe Scott on his last run, 34.534. Gabe is chipping away at it, currently sitting second place in this round. Dyna Nate on the course now. Sounds like the bike's a little unhappy out here. He's trying to fight his way through. First time out here. Dyna Nate, extremely talented rider. Dyna Nate finishing it up right here. That left-hander hanging the front end up in the air. Dyna Nate goes to the top spot this round, 33.405. 33.405 for Dyna Nate. Sean Miller getting the tire ready, getting it just how he likes it. Getting the thing all set up. Here we go. Sean getting set on the line. The little Sportster coming out of Canada with the Vanishing Ones. Locked up, tries to brings the thing in deep, whips it around on that first right-hander. Here we go. Horsepower show on out to that left-hander. Bobbling the obstacle just a little bit. This right-hander underway, executed beautifully. Rips it across the course. This big left sweeper, dragging foot out back. These guys will run through a pair of shoes in a weekend like it's nothing. Making his way through that last right-hander out there. Here we go, locked up. It's this final left 180 donut. We are getting tied up here. Sean Miller right on Nate Cortez's heels in this round, a 34.493. 34.493 for Sean Miller. Corey the Killer Tasinski makes his way to the line, getting himself set, getting ready to roll here. Corey, a suspension builder by trade, got Specific Suspension, his own company on board of this thing. This is an extremely well-dialed bike. Out into that first obstacle, makes quick work of that 360, that right-handed donut. Corey making his way out back here. That little J-hook sets himself in deep on the brake, kicks it out there. Brake is locked. Here we go. Makes his way across our obstacle course here. Big sweeping left. Feet up off the ground, trying to be as fast as he can possibly be. Corey Tasinski ripping around here, putting on a clinic for these guys. Corey is always one to watch. He starts out fast and he just gets faster and faster. Front end is up in the air. Corey Tasinski goes to the top spot this round with a 32.331. 32.331 for Corey Tasinski. HD stretch. Jason Spivak getting the tire cleaned off out back there. Making his way to the line. Stretch on the little Dyna that could. His buddy Corey helped him out with the suspension and the bike setup on this thing. Stretch's been able to come out and win a DrifterCross. Been up on the podium before. There we go. Getting the party started. That right-hander over with. Locks himself up, backs it into that left-hander out there. Making quick work. A lot of these guys got a motocross background, grow up on dirt bikes, start playing around doing stunts. They grow up, they become big boys, they transition to Harleys. Stretch became a real big boy. He's like 6'12". Yeah. There we go. HD Stretch making his way through. Moves himself into the second spot position for this round, 32.856. 32.856. We got another one down in the 32s. Jesse Ryan, the Vanishing Ones, the Concrete Cowboys. You'll see this guy all over the country, stunt riding Harleys. No stranger to DrifterCross. He won our very first one here about a year ago when we got this whole thing started. Jesse Ryan came out here, competed, took a win here at Willow, looking to repeat. On and off the limiter, that HP pipe is just screaming at you. Here we go, makes his way out here. Here comes that big left sweeper. That's a fast curve right there. Jesse got a line picked out that he likes. He's been sticking with that thing, looking real good. You hear this thing on the limiter, bringing it in. Nice and deep through that thing. Jesse Ryan hanging off the side of the bike. Jesse moves himself up into the fourth spot for this round with a 34.411. Jesse sitting fourth in this round currently. Just 6 thousandths of a second behind Dyna Nate right now. For those of you here, we're moving into a quick commercial break right now. Going to give you guys a minute to cool off, keep the blood flowing.
When they say there's no chance, we see opportunity. We're a team of attorneys and investigators deeply rooted in the community, dedicated to finding justice when others say it can't be found. We handle it all. No case is too complex, no situation too dire. When in doubt, reach out, turning no chance into your best chance.
All right, we are back at you on the live feed here, taking a little break, letting these guys get a breather. We've got one more round of final eliminations for these guys. They got one last chance to get themselves in a podium spot here, first, second, or third. Sly Fox Performance Drifter Cross. We got a mixture of cash prizes, part vouchers. Sponsors have come on board to assist these guys. Recluse Clutches has been huge. Obviously, riding like they are out here, on and off the clutch. The whole game is full of clutch dumps. Recluse Clutches comes on board, and they help out some of our top guys with clutches if they can get themselves on a podium spot out here. Bike maintenance is major in this stuff. The way these guys beat on these things, they're running through tires, they're beating up clutches, brake pads are going, rotors. For those of you guys, this is for riders. Riders, pay attention. Riders, pay attention. The Sly Fox Performance Drifter Cross burn down, we got to hold it off till later just to stay within time restraints with the BRL in their race. We don't want to be over here doing that thing while they're in their opening ceremony. So the burn down will happen later. Any of you fans who are over here, if you're still around a little later on when we get into the burn down, you're going to hear it. You're going to see it. There's going to be rev limiters. There's going to be smoke flying everywhere. There's going to be bikes swinging all over the place. Everybody out here that competed in Sly Fox Drifter Cross is welcome to come out and just cut loose. And it's purely for the fans' enjoyment. The guys love doing it. They love putting on a show. Really, the whole deal is for you guys. The burn down has been growing and growing, getting wilder and wilder. It's been getting crazy. Currently, our fastest time from the day is a 32.331 by Corey Tosinski. Second is HD Stretch and Nate Colvin with the third fastest time. Jesse Ryan sitting right on Nate's heels in fourth. Nate Cortez in that number 5 position. Sean Miller following Nate Cortez. Gabe Scott in number 7. Brennan is sitting 8th right now on the little Sportster. Cyrus Diaz sitting 9th on the day. And Jake Jackson sitting in that number 10 spot. All right, riders, let's get back on our bikes. Let's wrap this thing up. The final round of Sly Fox Performance Drifter Cross. Sly Fox riders, let's get back on our bikes. We're going to wrap up Drifter Cross. We're going to get this podium underway. We're going to crown a champion out here. If you're competing in Drifter Cross, back to your bikes. Cyrus Diaz warming the tire up here, getting set. All right, here we go, getting this final round of eliminations underway. Cyrus Diaz, his final chance of the day to get on that podium spot. Cyrus making his way around that right-hander right there. Locking things up, here we go. Backs his way into that left-hander out back. The front end hovering off the ground. The Pink Pig putting in work. Savage Powerhouse on board, supplying the horsepower in this rig. Black Widow Investigation sponsoring this rider here. The Black Widow Stunts. Go ahead and give them a follow on all the socials. Black Widow Stunts got all kinds of heavy-hitting riders. The Hostile Boys are on board here. Got some Hostile Boys in the house today. Cyrus Diaz out here throwing down on the Pink Pig. Cyrus goes through with a 36 flat, 36 flat. All right, Jake Johnson coming at us now. One of the best looking bikes out here today. Wild paint job on this thing, man. The white wheels just pop. Keeping that tire spinning out there, locks himself up. Setting himself for this next one. Here we go. Locked up. That tight little right-hander. Dragging a foot out back. Makes himself around that loop. Here we go. I love this thing right here. This big left sweeper. I love watching these guys hang it out on these left-handed and right-handed sweepers we throw at them. We've been all over the country with Sly Fox DrifterCross, a variety of courses. No two are the same. We are out here throwing down again at Willow Springs Raceway. Oh, man. Jake misses his mark. Let's put your hands together for Jake Johnson. First time competitor out here at DrifterCross. Jake, thank you for coming out here. 41 flat for Jake on that. 41 flat. Nate Cortez coming to the line now. Nate Cortez, relatively new to the Harley stunt world. This guy has some of the veterans kind of looking his way, getting some attention out here. He's been on a Harley about 6 months is all it's been for him stunting. He's competed in DrifterCross a few times. This kid's got what it takes. He's got the stuff. Here we go, that big left-handed sweeper, that beautiful blue Dyna. That was somebody's Papaw's bike right there. He brings it out, pounds on it, got the spoke wheels ripping. Nate Cortez locked up. Nate's an amateur hairstylist. He's also a Smut Peddlers fan. Moving to the top spot of this round right here with a 33.9. See if Gabe Scott's got something to say about that. The Sly King on the line. There we go. Brand new facelift on this thing. Beautiful paint job. Gabe Scott out here showing us what's up. The lone bagger in the field. The big bad Road King out here throwing down. Gabe Scott makes his way down, bouncing his way into that last one here. This obstacle's got some, track's got some curveballs to throw these guys. There's that big left sweeper. Dragging floorboard out there on the big bagger. Gabe Scott ripping through this thing, looking for every little bit he can trim off. Here we go. He is locked up, underway, hanging way back in that Sly Fox Drifter seat. Gabe Scott goes to the top spot of this round with a 33.452. 33.452 for Gabe. Gabe, you're sitting in the top spot this round, 33.4. Brennan Baptiste out here on the little sporty that could. Brennan's a long-time shredder. This dude can ride anything with wheels. Look at that. Rips his way around that left-hander. Beautifully executed. Brings it in deep. Throttles his way out of that thing. On and off the throttle, modulating his way across the track. Absolutely shredding the little Sportster out here. Brings it in, keeps it nice and tight on that last right. Here we go, we're locked up. The left-hander. Dragon foot, keeping himself tucked in. Nice tight line. Brennan Baptiste moves himself into the number 3 spot of this round with a 35.552. 35.552. Wait, hey. All right, Dyna Nate on board. Here we go. Dyna Nate making his way around. Here we go. Had a couple of issues with the bike. He's trying to get it ironed out. Happy to have Dyna Nate on board out here. Swings his way around that quick right there. Dyna Nate on that left-handed sweeper, hanging the front end up in the air. He's got a whole bunch of hook in this bike, man. This thing's eating on every straightaway, hanging the front end up in the air. Dyna Nate's got this thing set up for traction, using all the horsepower he can on the drift obstacles. Front end up in the air. Nate Colvin rolls himself into the number 3 position of this round. 35.003 for Nate. 35.003. Sean Miller. Sean Miller out here. Sean Miller coming at us out of Canada. Miller time, eh? Makes his way around that right-handed donut right there. Here we are. We're out. We're across the shore. Locked up through that left-hander right there. That quick little J-hook left. Right-hander is done, taken care of. Into this left-handed sweeper, drags it in, pops the clutch, kicks the rear end of the bike out, down into that corner right there. That last right-hander, it's a drag race into the next obstacle. See him loading the front tire on that thing, a lot of front-end braking going on the rev limiter, ripping through that finish line. Third fastest pass of this round, 34.479, 34.479 for Sean. Corey Tusinski rolling around, playing a little game of strategy in his head. Where can I find a little bit here? Where can I find a little bit there? Corey is always impressive to watch. He gets faster and faster as the day goes on. This dude chips away at it. Very methodical with his riding. Bike is extremely well dialed. RPMs come up, clutches out, keeps the bike hooked up into obstacle number 1. Right-handed donut. It's over with. Out into that left-handed. Corey is putting on a clinic here, man. Just a smooth rider. Nothing too crazy. He's not hanging all over the place. He just manages to look smooth, consistent, and fast everywhere we take this guy. Here we are out back. We're already into the last right-hander. Now it's a drag race to this one here. Loading the bike up, brakes grabbing hard. Here we go. Launches his way through. This is going to be a good-looking run. Corey Tusinski with a 31.844. 31.844. Our first one today to shoot his way into the 31s. Corey Tusinski. I told you, folks, keep an eye on him. The last. Here we go. Dyna Nate. Oh, God. HD Stretch on board here. Locked up on the Dyna. The number 37 Dyna loaded down with some Sly Fox Performance goodies on this thing. Out here repping us. Stretch finding his way around the track here. Stretch got a little bit of strategy going on here. Here's that left-handed. There we go. You hear him working the throttle, trying to keep the thing spinning, but trying to keep it moving forward too. Into our final obstacle here, this left-handed donut. Stretch follows the bike around on the throttle, comes out through. HD Stretch with a 32.3. 32.3 for Stretch. Jesse Ryan on the line now. Let's hear it, folks. Jesse Ryan, Sly Fox Performance DrifterCross out here putting on a show for you. The Vanishing Ones, the Concrete Cowboys, the guys you watch online. Here's one of them right here. Keeping an extremely tight line on that right-handed donut. We're locked up, kicks the bike around, catches the obstacle at the bar just a little bit, fighting his way through, keeping a tight line. He could tap it, he didn't move it. Left-handed sweeper, done, over with. Already out here trying to catch his buddy Corey, trying to run past HD Stretch. On the limiter, rolling in, locked up, swings it around to the left on that donut. Dragon foot. Jesse Ryan looking real good on that one. 33.872. 33.872. And that will conclude Sly Fox Performance DrifterCross. We're going to go ahead and get the numbers together here, figure out our top 3 riders, get our podium taken care of. We're going to crown some champions here today. These guys came out from all over the country, laid it on the line. All right. I need Corey Tasinski. Keep it coming to me. I need HD Stretch. And I need Nate Colvin. Dinah Nate, HD Stretch, and Corey Tasinski. I need you guys over here with me. All right. All right. So are we killing the live then, giving it a little time before we do the podium? Yeah, we gotta be quiet for them. Sorry, what was that you want me to announce? Trying to get people to hush down here because they're gonna do the national anthem. We'll do a separate one. Okay, for those of you folks following along at home on the live, we're going to go ahead and cut the live here as the BRL is firing up their opening ceremonies. Not a respect for them. We're going to quiet it down here. We will come back with a separate live.
When they say there's no chance, we see opportunity. We're a team of attorneys and investigators deeply rooted in the community, dedicated to finding justice when others say it can't be found. We handle it all. No case is too complex, no situation too dire. When in doubt, reach out, turning no chance into your best chance.